Hi everyone. I wanted today to just demonstrate the Arohan and Awarohan breath that we've been doing in class before now. But because you're all at home and possibly wanting to bring down some of the anxiety levels that some of you might be experiencing at the moment, this breath is really, really beneficial for that. It's a visualization breath, and yeah, it helps us reduce anxiety and stress. And I think that's particularly important at the moment. So what you need to start by doing is coming to a comfortable seat on your mat. So sitting cross-legged preferably. If when you sit cross-legged your knees are quite high, you might want to sit on a block. So just placing a block underneath you to bring you up a little higher, which should feel more comfortable. Or if you just feel like you need a bit of support for your knees, you can also just keep a block under your knees, because this breath, we'll probably sit in it for about 8 minutes or so. So just make sure you're really comfortable, because you don't want to be thinking about the fact that you're uncomfortable when we're actually trying to do a visualization and get the full benefit of that. So Arohan Awarohan means ascending, descending breath. And I'm just going to show you how the movement of the breath goes. So we start at the base. We first of all watch and feel the breath. So we take a deep inhale. The breath moves up the front chakras all the way to Vishuddhi, the throat chakra. Then it passes, the visualization passes around the back to Bindu. Then we come forward and we cross at the front, Ajna, back to C7 vertebrae, which is the knobbly vertebrae at the top of the spine, and then all the way down the spinal column to the base, and that's where it joins up. So that's the figure of 8. So it's crossing at the neck, across the top of the head, crossing the skull, back to C7, down the spine, and we loop again. So that's the figure of 8 loop. Then we start to introduce, as we come up, we're going to drop the chin. So we're going to do a gentle chin lock as the breath carries on the inhale. And then as we exhale, we lift the chin and it comes back down. And then we're going to introduce a color as well in the final stage, but I'll just talk you through it. So just coming to a comfortable seat, placing your hands face down on your knees. And then gently closing your eyes. We're going to start by taking a deep inhale. So full inhale and full exhale, purely through the nose. And again, inhale and exhale. And then we start to inhale and imagine the breath now. So the breath starting at the base. As you inhale, it rises up past the Manipura, past Anahata heart chakra to the throat, and then weaves around the back of the head up to the crown of the head. And then as we exhale, it comes back down, crossing the skull, C7 vertebrae, down the spinal column on the exhale. And again, inhaling, full inhale, watching, visualizing the breath come through the front part of the body, crossing at the neck, up to the round, the back of the skull, and then crossing back, across the skull to the C7, down the spine on your exhale, all the way to the base. And again, full inhale. Visualize the breath in that figure of 8 movement. Take it all the way to the top, and then deep exhale as we allow it to travel down the spine to the base. Inhaling, exhaling, and then this time we're going to take a full inhale from the base up the front part of the body, and when we get to the throat, we drop the chin just gently. Allow the inhale to continue right up to the top, Bindu chakra, and then exhale. So it crosses the skull, Ajna chakra crosses the skull, and lift the chin as it hits the throat, and then comes down all the way to the base. and continuing. Continue to visualize the breath. Try and make the inhale and the exhale balanced. Remembering the gentle throat lock, but continuing the inhale all the way up to the crown. And exhale begins before we just gently release the throat as it crosses the top notch of the 8 down the spine. Just allow yourself to visualize your breath. Breath is expanding, opening that front part of the body. And as it descends down the spine, creating a strength, a stability within the spine too. And when you next get to your base, we're going to start to introduce the colour. So we have a white light as the breath ascends. The white, imagine a white light of breath ascending across the front of the body, crossing at the throat with a gentle chin lock, all the way to the crown. And then the light turns into a blue light as it descends on the exhale, lifting the chin all the way down the spinal column and repeating. That white translucent light lifting, uplifting, and the blue light of the exhale, grounding, stabilizing, supporting. And if your mind wanders away from the figure of 8, just gently draw it back to the colour, to the light, to your breath. So rare that we focus just purely on our breath. We can take it for granted so often. But these visualization techniques are incredibly powerful, helping us cope with stressful situations and calm an anxious mind. Continuing just a couple more rounds. Enjoying taking this time with your breath, with the Arohan, Awarohan, ascending, descending breath visualization. And when you next get to the base, you can just release the light, release the locks, release the visualization, and just taking a deep inhale. Just normal deep inhale and deep exhale. And again, inhaling and exhaling. And then just returning to natural breathing, just allowing your body to absorb the effects of the visualization pranayama. Calming the mind, the breath, then slowly and gently opening your eyes. Arohan, Awarohan breath.